See? Mr. Manager, let me know when we're ready. We're ready? All right. Today is Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. It is now 6 p.m. This is a regular City Commission meeting of the City of West Miami and a public hearing for the tentative city budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. This meeting is called to order. Please rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Almighty God, let us go forward from this meeting with gratitude for the opportunity to serve our community. May our words and actions continue to reflect respect, understanding, and fairness toward one another and toward those we serve. May we remain united in purpose, steadfast in integrity, and committed to building a city where every voice is valued and every resident feels heard. In your name we pray. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Yes, item 3, roll call. Mayor Eric Diaz-Padrón.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ivan Chavez Jr.
Yes.
Commissioner Juan Blanes.
Present.
Commissioner Gustavo Ceballos.
Present.
Commissioner Luciano Suarez.
Yes.
Mayor, you have quorum.
Thank you. Next item.
Item 4, presentation of minutes for approval for August 27, 2025, regular commission meeting.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Thank
Any
you.
against? Hearing none. Item passes. Next item, please.
Item 5, public comments. And Mr. Mayor, we have Yolanda Aguilar.
You know the drill. Name and address to the record.
Thank you. I have one question before you start the clock. I have a comment regarding the budget. Would you like for me to wait until the public hearing on the budget starts, or I can put my comment into the record now?
No, you can put your comment now. It's fine.
Great. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and city commissioners and staff. Tonight, you'll be deciding on the tentative budget for fiscal year commencing October 1st. As of 9:30 this morning, the tentative budget was not included in the agenda packet, nor is it on the city's website. It has not been for public inspection as required by Florida Statute Section 200-065, and it reads as follows. The tentative budget must be posted on the municipality's official website at least 2 days before the budget hearing held pursuant to statute to consider such budget, and it must remain on the website for at least 45 days thereafter. I worked for this government for 40 years, and I have a full understanding of the statutory repercussions. How do you expect your residents to publicly address questions or concerns related to the finances of the city if you continue to keep us in the dark? The administration is supposed to adhere to these regulatory requirements, but as we know it, there are no repercussions here, although statutory repercussions and remedies do exist. Several concerns come to light as the budget process moves forward. It should be noted that you have a former finance director who served for less than 18 months, who resigned to avoid termination. The city agreed to allow her to occupy a ghost position as an assistant director of finance. She had no time accrued on the books, and she was totally separated from the city, contrary to what the agreement states. Does the tentative budget include her agreed-upon salary and the benefits to be paid into for required taxes and the Florida retirement system until March 30th, 2026? Florida law limits compensation for separated employees to 20 weeks. This former employee was allowed to separate in lieu of termination and is being paid a portion of her salary because this is how the city is keeping the truth about everything that has occurred during the last 2 years in the dark. Maybe this lady knows a whole lot. The residents of this city who pay taxes deserve better. Is this fiscal responsibility and transparency? I question, Mayor, do you and the City Commission really know what's going on, or are you being kept in the dark as well? While I know that I will not get an answer, I really always appreciate the time you give me here to address you on matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other speakers?
Mr.
This is
Mayor,
public comments. Does anyone else wish to speak for public comment? Seeing none. Next item, please.
item 6, report of the city manager.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission. We did have a problem with the posting of that, so we are going to have to ask for another budget meeting. We were going to bring that up when we were doing the budget process, but we still want to go forward with our budget
Absolutely.
presentation tonight. I would like to bring up, if that's okay now, and take 11A out of order, which is the Brown and Brown insurance presentation, if we may.
Yes, for the record, item 11A, Brown and Brown Insurance Presentation on Proposed Coverage Options for Medical, Dental, Vision, and Prescription Plans for 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Thank you for your time and allowing us an opportunity to present today. We had a couple of slides. Will they be perfect? Thank you. What we're proposing this evening is for the city to transition their group benefits over to Florida Blue as it relates to the medical insurance, dental and vision to Solstice. Next slide, please. Oh. So, thank you. So like we were saying, what we're proposing is for Florida Blue to become the health insurance carrier for the city. Supplemental be offered through Transamerica. Solstice as your new dental and vision, insurance carrier. Also to transition to single point solutions for an enrollment, solution and technology, opportunity. And implement a flexible spending account, and dependent care, FSA for your staff as well. With these changes, you have some significant, enhancements, and some of them you'll see reflected up on the screen. Primarily on the medical, on the group medical, transitioning over to Florida Blue, aside from savings, you're going to benefit from lower out-of-pocket costs for your staff, enhanced coverage, lower co-pays, and additional services through value choice providers, such as Sanita Centers, in addition to wellness and a wellness coordinator. Transitioning over to the Transamerica and Gap Insurance, that is a supplemental plan to help offset costs for your employees and reduce out-of-pocket expenses for them even further, more. Transitioning to the Solstice Dental and Vision. With that change comes some enhancements on the dental and more cleanings, dental cleanings, as well as a higher, greater maximum coverage when it comes to dental for your staff. With the vision as well as higher maximum allowance. Through EBC, FSA, and dependent care, you allow your employees the opportunity to save on pre-tax dollars to use for upcoming services, whether it's related to medical, dental, and vision. And then lastly, technology, centralizing all benefits through one platform, aiding support to your staff and streamlining the process for your employees as well. Any questions regarding any of the benefits enhancements that we just briefly touched on?
As a follow-up, I would like to say why the change and thank you
Yes,
for Brown
please.
and Brown. Our current courier's increase was substantial. We've had and we tried diligently to try to work through some of these issues, so we had to go out and rebid the insurance package, and Brown and Brown came in at the lowest with the most responsive package. Florida Blue is a very good carrier. Some of the benefits they're giving us are far exceed what we've had in the past, and we're happily endorsing them as our new carriers.
Yeah, it was, I remember when we went to Brown and Brown for our property, it was pretty clear at that point that we were gonna have to make a benefits change as well. So it's not a surprise. Anybody on the commission have, any questions for representatives here? This is the presentation, this item's not in front of us, correct?
I'm sorry, Mayor?
Is the item in front of us, for,
We could bring the item in front of us, yes, sir, I would prefer that.
okay.
Can you read that?
Okay, so item B, 11B is a resolution of the mayor and city commission of the city of West Miami approving the recommendation from the office of the city manager to engage Brown and Brown Insurance as the provider for medical, dental, vision, and prescription coverage for fiscal year commencing October 1st, 2025 through September 30th, 2026, authorizing the city manager to execute necessary documentation and providing for an effective date.
Just a comment.
Go for it.
This is higher coverage than what we previously had. There's a savings to the city as well, and then lower out-of-pocket costs to the employees.
There is a potential for a lowering of the cost for the employees substantially, especially if they're going to have an option to go with a PPO, which is a preferred provider, or they can go with an HMO. If they go with an HMO, it's basically, if I'm correct, no out-of-pocket.
So the employees will have the option to stay with something comparable to what they have with the PPO or choose an HMO, which is gonna bring them even further savings, especially if they're adding dependents. Their out-of-pocket expenses are also going to reduce, and they're going to have access to value choice providers, which they currently don't have at a $0 cost, out-of-pocket expense, such as a primary care, provider.
And for us, it's a substantial savings on year-to-year costs on the insurance.
Go ahead.
Could you expand a little bit on the providers that Blue Shield, Blue Cross has versus United Health? I've done a little research, and they're actually a little bit better. They have actually more providers. Is that true?
So we pulled a disruption report, we pulled a disruption report, and it was pretty comparable to what you currently have right now. What is true is that every carrier has their own list of providers, but primarily, it's very close on your PPO network. On your HMO, it's not as broad of a network, but, it's still very substantial, over 85% of participating doctors, that are in both networks. So it's just as comparable, if not great. It's just depending on where you're accessing the care.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Any other questions?
And I would like to add, if anybody has any questions with regards to any doctors or hospitals or anything, I'm happy to take a look at after the meeting. If you send me a list of those doctors or facilities you're frequenting, I'm more than happy to personalize that for you all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll move the item.
This is the list of your doctors, right? Right?
We did.
Commissioner, yes, it is.
This is the list of doctors. Very good.
We have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Suarez, how do you vote?
Yes?
Commissioner Ceballos?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chavez Jr.?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes.
5-0, item passes.
Thank you. Next item,
Thank
please.
you.
Item
Thank you.
C is a resolution of the mayor. Wait, we took out of order these two items. Would you like me to proceed with the original order of the agenda?
No, they're in order. C is a mitigation. A was presentation, B was the reso on the insurance, and C is the mitigation, unless we have different agendas.
I understand we haven't, gone through 7, 8, or not, but it's okay.
I see.
I
You
mean,
mean
yes, not
skipping?
report of the city attorney
Sure,
or
okay.
engineer.
Let's just take the mitigation, and we'll
Okay,
let's
Mr.
take the
Mayor.
mitigation out of order, and then we'll go back to the order of the agenda, which
Sure.
ties into budget presentations and.
Okay,
like
item
that.
11C, resolution of the mayor and city commission of the city of West Miami authorizing the city manager to accept a mitigation offer in the amount of blank from Jose Luis Maya trustees, the Maya Family Trust, on code enforcement lien for code violation at the property located at 6411 Southwest 16th Terrace, West Miami, Florida, 33155, I'm assuming, providing that payment of mitigation amount must be paid within blank dates of the effective date of this resolution, providing that failure to meet said condition shall result in the lien reverting to the original amount and providing for an effective date.
How are you?
How are you guys?
Name and address for the record, please.
Yes, it's Jose Maya, property address 6411 Southwest 16 Terrace.
Okay. How do you want to handle, do you want to go over the file first, or do you want to hear from the,
Well, yeah, if you don't, I'll give a little bit of recap.
Sure.
This is a catering truck that's been parked in front of the house off and on for a catering company. He has gone in front of the code compliance board on numerous occasions. The last time it went in front of the board was June the 30th, where the board reduced the fine from $23,750 to $35,62. Mr. Maya has requested to become in front of the mayor and commission for potentially a further reduction of the fine. There was also 4 years where a business license was not pulled. Since then, the catering truck's no longer in front of the house.
Well,
He-
it's, go ahead, go ahead.
And he has relocated his business to outside of the city of West Miami.
Okay.
Did I pretty much?
All right, good, thank you. How you guys doing? So this was a business that started Maya Catering. It was a business opened in 2018 when I think when I moved recently. I've been a resident here for 12 years. And when I registered the business, I think McDermott was the code enforcement, and then Martin and so on. And when I registered the business, the first thing I did was put the property address. It's a catering company, so there's nothing that's done out of the house. Everything I do is I go to events, I buy whatever merchandise I'm gonna use, whatever meats, appetizers, and I go to the events and I cook it live.
right?
So it's never been brought up, and I didn't know that I couldn't use the property address as a physical address. I had it as a mailing, and I had it as a physical as well, because I don't do business out of the house. So I didn't find the need, or no one ever told me that I needed a business license, so it came up now. So years passed, business grew, and when the business grew, I opened up a restaurant, which I have a 97 in Bird. The restaurant's been open already for 5 years, and that's where I do work out of now. But there's never been business done out of that address. And when I came here that you guys brought it up, the first thing I did was change the physical address to the restaurant. So all it's been, it's just because there's an address there that I honestly, I didn't see I need a license if I don't do absolutely anything out of the house.
Right, if I can interrupt you, how much of the fine is a license, business license?
It was, in total, the whole amount was $23,000, and that included the catering truck that was parked in front.
And the catering truck is no
Right,
longer?
No, well,
what's on
the-
the licenses is $600.
Okay,
Well, the catering was a trailer that I had parked there, that I have it stored in my mom's property, which is in South Miami, like 5 minutes from the house, that you guys told me to move it, and I moved it.
Okay.
And the rest, I have another car that has magnets that I actually remove them now because they're magnets. I don't have nothing wrapped. The only thing wrapped, of course, is a trailer that when I do a wedding, that in a couple instances I've communicated to the city. I have a wedding that's a large
Sure.
wedding or airport events. I bring the trailer over, and in a matter of 2 days, I remove it back. So, I mean, but there's nothing now there that says Maya Catering at this point.
okay,
There hasn't been. It's just a trailer, maybe 2 or 3 times a year that I bring. It's there 2 days. And even after the event, since all this happened, I take it right back to my mom's property. But like I said, there's no business that's ever been done out of the house. I just mistakenly put an address that I didn't know was a big
no, I
deal.
understand that's common. Any questions for,
So it's never been permanent?
The what?
The trailer or the truck?
Well, the truck right now is a van but I because I read all the ordinances and everything from the city, I didn't wrap the van. I just have a magnet that right now the white van doesn't have a magnet. When I go to the events, I put the magnet on it. And the trailer is wrapped, but it's not in the property.
And it was temporarily there?
It was temporary. There was a time that maybe I left it a little bit, maybe a week, 2 weeks, a little bit more.
and that's where
But
the
then-
fine, that's where
But
the
then
fine
that's what
comes from.
caused the fine, and then now you guys will, I mean, they drive around, they haven't seen the trailer there anymore. And I think the couple times that's been there, I send an email I send an email to you, and I also sent it, I think she forwards it to you, but it's a matter of a day and the trailer's out of there. Because the thing is, it's big events that I really gotta load, and I can't just bring it in and take it out. I have to leave it there to load and prepare for the event at least a day. And then right after the event, I take it back to my parents' house.
Mayor, the bigger issue, and he's pretty much referred to it, has been the business license that was not paid for 4 years while the business was registered to his house. As he states, it was he just put the wrong address down. So that's really the biggest part of this fine, so, we're recommending leniency for
Yes.
this homeowner.
What is staff recommendation before we take it back to the table here?
I think if it's, for the times that we brought this forward and for the stuff like this, I think something around in the neighborhood of $400 to $500 would be more than sufficient to cover our costs.
Okay. Back to the table here. Any further questions or comments?
Just bring something to mind. I know that he was notified about the trailer and he moved it, but is there a process that we have where residents, although we should know what our codes are, there's a ton of them, is there a process where residents are warned initially prior to receiving violations?
Always.
Okay.
Our deal here is not to,
Yeah, but when was this violation issued?
What was that?
When was the violation initially issued?
For the trailer?
What year? Yeah.
I think it was recent. You guys recently cut it down to, I mitigated to 15%. I think I had to pay like $7.50, I think it was.
the courtesy warning was issued on October 28th of 2024. That's when it first started.
Okay.
So what's
Yeah,
your,
but that was a courtesy,
what's the recommendation?
$400 to $500.
I make a motion to make it $350.
There's a motion.
Second that as well. We're not here to give residents a hard time.
No, I get it,
Obviously.
I get it. And I honestly, I was like, we're just talking about an address, but I didn't know,
Right.
since you're like thinking, I don't do business out of the house, so my address is my address, so
It's
that's
a
a
common-
mistake.
Before
a
we
common
finish,
mistake.
and before we finish it, what terms, what do you need to be able to pay us that?
What was that?
How long would you need to be able to pay the city that?
The what, the 350?
Yeah.
And that closes everything.
Is 45 days fine?
It's fine.
Okay. Would you make your motion with 45 days, Commissioner?
Second.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that,
Okay.
is
That
that
works,
fair?
yeah. I'll pay before, but that's fine.
Is that
Yeah,
fair?
yeah, just-
Is that,
It reverts back, that's why, so we might,
I
if
mean,
you
I
know, a
guess, yeah,
situation
it's
where.
fine. I mean, I just
or-
want to get this done with.
Yeah,
I've
I
been in the
gotcha.
process for this for a while. I just want to get it done with.
So a motion, 45 days,
Second.
350, we have a second. Call the roll, please.
Yes, Commissioner Cevallos, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanes?
yes.
Vice Mayor Chavez?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes,
5-0, item passes.
thank you. And before, yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you
Appreciate
guys will send me the notification. I pay the 350 and I'm done, right?
Yes, who on staff can he communicate with?
Yes, I'll communicate with him and send
Okay.
him the resolution, executed resolution.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. And I've taken everyone I've ordered. Do you have any pending business in front of us, or are you just here? Oh, branding board. Okay, great. Perfect. Oh, I didn't see everyone. Okay, now I see. All right. Do we want to take that out of order as well? I mean, I don't want to,
Yes, Mayor, yes, and then I'm going to ask for
okay,
for something for the budget, so,
Okay.
but yes.
all right. Read the resolution, please, so we can,
Okay.
so item I, we're
Item
taking it out
I,
of order.
item 11I, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of West Miami, Florida, following the recommendation of the Branding Board, adopting "Where Generations Grow" as the official city tagline, acknowledging alternative options of a city built to last, and "Where Neighbors Are Family," providing for transmittal and providing for an effective date.
Thank you.
Hi all, my name is Christian Felipe. I'm the chair of the City Branding Board. These are my fellow board members. I'd just like to take a moment to allow them to introduce themselves as well.
Hi, I'm Lydia Castellanos. Nice to meet you.
And hi, good evening. I'm Amy Parasso.
Thank you all. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, set up the presentation for these taglines that we have given to you. As we took on the task of creating this tagline for West Miami, what struck us most was the passion in our conversations. What we had all assumed would be a short initial meeting, the branding board had just been started. It went on for hours. We wanted a tagline that would truly embody what this city meant and what it could endure for decades to come. The line we're recommending as our primary choice was actually one of the very first ideas that surfaced in our initial meeting. Christina, another branding board member who's not with us today, had said the tagline, and it struck a chord with all of us immediately. And then even weeks later, when we reconvened to continue discussions, it was still the one that lingered with us. And that staying power itself told us something, just the idea that a one-off line, 3 words that she said kind of several weeks later we all had in mind. But even then, just as important, each of these lines that we're presenting today is distinct from what people might typically associate with Miami as a whole. West Miami deserves something different, something rooted in its people, its history, and its character. So for that line, where generations grow, this tagline, it captures exactly that spirit. It speaks to West Miami as a place where people, families, small businesses can put down roots and flourish over time. My personal favorite part of this tagline is the word grow. It works on multiple levels when you think about it. Children, careers, community pride, and even the trees that line these streets that really give our city its character. It reflects the continuity of a city where many residents stay, return, and raise families, including my partner's own family, where her and her grandfather's been here since the 1950s, right after the city pretty much just started. In a region known for constant change, where generations grow, it stands out as a promise of stability and belonging that's unique to our city. Moving on, if Where Generations Grow speaks to the people and the spirit of West Miami, a city built to last reflects the foundation that makes that growth possible. Durability and stewardship have always been a part of this city's DNA. Seen in its well-kept neighborhoods, steady investment in parks and infrastructure, and the pride residents take in maintaining their homes, this tagline emphasizes that quality isn't fleeting here, it's designed to endure. From reliable services to strong community ties, a city built to last highlights the strength and resilience that has carried West Miami forward for generations. And finally, where neighbors are family, it gets right to the heart of what makes West Miami feel special. In a city this small, it's easy to build real connections. Neighbors look out for one another, local shop owners and employees, they know their regulars by name. And many households here, including my own, span multiple generations. I've seen all this myself. Neighbors are more than willing to lend a helping hand even without being asked. I'll look outside and people will be helping each other with yard work, helping each other with their homes. Even today, just the commission helping someone reduce a fine. It's kind of everywhere here. This tagline conveys the warmth and belonging that set West Miami apart from larger, more anonymous parts of the metro, the greater city of Miami. Genuine, people first, and welcoming, where neighbors are family, captures the everyday spirit of a city where community feels personal. Those are the 3 taglines we're bringing forward today. Where generations grow, a city built to last, where neighbors are family. Each captures a different side of West Miami, but as you've heard, Where Generations Grow has been the line that resonated with us the most from the very beginning. At this point, I'd love to open the floor in case any other board members would like to add their own perspectives and thoughts on these options. On behalf of the Branding Board, I would like to thank the Commission for giving us this time to share our work and for supporting the process of finding a line that can carry West Miami into the future.
You've been voluntold to speak.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the best part.
I think I can
Good.
voice what he's saying.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we all liked it from the beginning. We all went home, tried to figure out other ones, and ultimately came back to the same one. So I think that's telling. I think, like he said, it sticks. It's easy to remember, and we're thinking of ways to incorporate that. So we can do a lot with that one.
Hi, good evening. I think what was really important to us was to make sure that we honored the heritage of the city while also looking forward to what's next. So we were very mindful in every single word of that phrase. And yes, we all are marketers and branders and appear. And so we know how persuasive specific words are. So this was very intentional.
Thank you. I'll say I didn't get a chance to watch all your deliberations, and now I know that it was hours, so I'm probably not going to do that. But I did hear from several members of staff that, they were impressed by the level of personal discussion on the board and also a level of passion on that board. And so I'm not going to lie, there was time periods where we had thought about maybe rolling that board into an art board, and I'm very glad we didn't. Because it turns out that this board has been really, really great so far, and I'm sure you guys are going to do a whole lot of great things for the city. And I will say, as somebody who's been here a long time and the younger side, I'm sure Commissioner Blanes and Commissioner Suarez can attest, it's really nice to see sort of, not new faces, because I've seen your faces, but new faces involved in our government from the community that are just very clearly just wanting to assist community. Like, you have no other motive or goal, and that's really great. And something we didn't see here for how many years? Probably 20 years of recycling the same people who are great, and I love them, but never any new faces coming in and helping out. So I'm ecstatic for that. But let's get into what they presented on today. So yeah.
Are you saying is a new generation growing?
It's coming to life, yeah.
Well,
I'll bring it to the board. Go ahead, Commissioner.
I have a comment. The concept is wonderful, because used to be here, a commissioner passed away, Candida Blanca. She used to have, she used to say, West Miami, you remember how she said?
Together for a better West Miami.
Uh-huh.
All together?
And let me tell you, I don't know if you speak Spanish or not, but I'm going to try to translate. In Spanish, there is very old saying that they said, I'm going to make the translation, I hope you understand, that your best brother is your closest neighbor. Because your neighbor is who is going to be there 24 hours. So this is your closest. They said, tu mejor hermano es el vecino más cercano. And this concept is the generations grow, so the children, then it's beautiful. Because this city is, the base of this city is that. I've been in many places meeting people who used to tell me, my grandfather took us to the rec. They grew up here with that idea. So the concept is wonderful. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
I want to thank you. I'm impressed, and I want to thank you for your passion and your expertise and the hours that you have spent brainstorming this idea. As a resident, I thank you. I thank you for your time, and I'm impressed. I know there's more to come, so
Yeah, for sure.
thank
a lot
you.
more.
I want to echo that as well. The passion shines through with your speech. I know you guys all had a part in writing. He's delivering it, but very passionate speech. Got me fired up here. I want to speak on what generations grow. I think for me, I can see where that's coming from. The mayor as well. We have generations on this dais. We have generations in the city. We take care of our seniors. We bring amenities for our seniors all the way down to our children. I myself have 4 generations of my family in this city. It's reflected here in our staff. I'm going to embarrass Mercy, but she's somebody that grew up in this city, and she's part of staff. John Michael, our parks director, Freddie with sanitation. These are all people that grew up in this city, and they don't leave, and that's for a reason. So it's cool. I really like that saying. I think it hits exactly what it is that we're trying to accomplish here in taking care of all of our generations. So excited, and thank you for the work you're putting in.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know if there's much I can add to that.
I mean, now everybody's spoken, so you have to.
Yeah,
I'd say
it's a
something.
situation they had.
Legal aspect of it. No, I agree with you. I think that's where generations grow. I think it's a great slogan. I think it's a great way to brand our city, and I just want to thank you all for taking the time to help us get there.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And you know something, Mayor? Look at the faces. They have a smile in the faces. So they did with their heart.
Yeah.
You can see they're happy with the concept, so I like that. See the facing with the smile. And,
I mean, I'm
Thank you.
a writer by
Thank you
trade.
very much.
So when Christina originally pitched the line and she said it, there was like a hint of jealousy in me. I was like, dang, I didn't write that line. But the moment she said it, like we all wrote it down, and
She's not here. You can take credit for it.
yeah, it was actually Christian, not Christina, for the record. Joking, but yeah, it stuck with us. It just feels right.
That's great, and I want to thank the Vice Mayor for actually, I believe, conceiving this board, right? And bringing it forward, and I'm glad that it was selected well, and clearly you guys are doing really passionate work. So I think with that, I know you guys have a lot of more scope than just this is your first assignment, sort of.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of excited to see what that scope leads to in terms of what we can implement, in terms of branding our little jewel of a neighborhood, basically,
Yeah.
neighborhoods for, the center of the county, and really branding us separate and apart and really distinguishing us. One thing that's always annoyed me whenever you watch the news is you see, gunshot, car crash, whatever, in West Miami-Dade. And then, to those who are not from the area, they sometimes attribute that, and that really pisses me off. So I think the more we can brand our city, the better it is for property values, the better it is just in general for the community. So I'm really excited for that. With that, I am sensing consensus on this board with their first option. So
I will make a motion to move forward with where generations grow as our official city slogan.
Second?
we have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Suarez, how do you
Yes.
vote? Commissioner Blanes?
Yes.
Commissioner Ceballos?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chavez?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes.
5-0, item passes.
Thank you.
Exciting. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you to Rebecca, who is our fearless leader. She's amazing.
Now ride the sun.
Thank you, Rebecca. Mr. Manager, do you want to take item J, or do you want to go to
Yeah,
talk
If
about?
you want to, I'll take item J and.
I mean,
and
is your report going to be tied to the budget?
my report is going to be tied to the budget.
I
and-
see there's no city engineer here today. I see the city attorney. You're going to have a report? No, thank you. Okay, no, thank you. Is there going to be any committee reports? No committee reports. So, let's take item J, and then we'll go back to the order.
Yes, item 11J, a resolution of the mayor and the city commission of the city of West Miami, Florida, authorizing the city to enter into an agreement with Pave Mobility Incorporated to provide a metered parking payment system within designated city parking areas, providing that there shall be no startup costs to the city, providing for a revenue sharing structure of 90% to the city and 10% to Pave Mobility Incorporated, setting the parking rate at $2.50 per hour plus a 55-cent transaction fee paid by the user, providing that city residents may register for a discounted hourly rate of $1.50, stating that one of the purposes of the system is to control parking in residential areas and discourage long-term vehicle storage, providing for implementation, authorizing the city manager to execute the agreement, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Mr. Manager?
As the commission knows, we have metered parking all around the Latin America restaurant that are obsolete and not working, and they're coin operated. As you can see, these are pretty fairly favorable terms, 90% for us, 10% for them to manage and keep an eye on it. We are going to be rolling this out in certain other areas, specifically around apartment buildings. However, that's something that we'll be bringing back to the commission for discussion before we submit them. Our initial layout will be basically to replace the ones we have now and to put them in our surplus lot that's here, that's right off here, right behind the shopping center, as we agreed to with the owner of that shopping center, that we would do for them, and those will only be usable at night. Not, it's free for our uses during work business hours. So we think this is a pretty good, favorable terms for the city, and it's a good step forward to replace an obsolete system.
Okay. Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Couple of questions. The time for this, is it going to be 24 hours? Or after a certain time, is it going to be free?
No, on the contrary, we want this to be 24 hours. We don't
Okay.
want people to park out in street areas because they can't park in their apartment buildings.
Okay. And then how are we going to distinguish between residents and non-residents?
Residents have to go on site and register.
Okay.
And once they register, that it'll be automatic.
Thank you.
Anyone from the commission?
Is this the mobile app? Will it be this particular mobile app, this company's name, or is it just one of the generic apps that's?
It's Pave Mobility, yes.
Okay.
It's their own mobile app.
So, just one more comment. By Latin America, they've been up for a while and no one's been charging for them. Is there gonna be a notice sent out to make sure that people are aware when it becomes effective?
We can accommodate that, yes, sir.
There will be signs posted, right?
There will be signs, and then we will also work with the provider to give a grace period before we really start charging.
You know, a sign posted and also instructions. on how the
Instructions,
system
and,
works.
and we'll give a grace period at the beginning.
Well, there's obviously a signage, because there has to be signage that allows you, with a QR code and a website and whatever to download the app. And then, but I would suggest that we, aside from the grace period, also, for a certain time period, put up an A-frame or something just to allow for more signage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but, yeah, those things are obsolete, and they have been for years. Years ago, I think we paid to repair them, which was, not smart, but,
No, and they'll still be, obviously, this is the parking that spills into our neighborhood, but folks can still park, obviously, for free in Latin America. Just pointing it out for residents that want to get their morning
Their
coffee.
lots remain free. I also believe that they have a cross-lot agreement with Sun State for them to also park there for free. This is only for the street ones where theoretically, we have the parking meters now.
Right.
all right,
Motion.
we have a motion,
Second.
we have a second. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Suarez, how do you vote?
Yes,
Commissioner Cevallos?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanes?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Chavez?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes,
5-0, item passes.
thank you. Okay, Mr. Manager, floor is yours.
Mayor, as was pointed out, we did have a problem uploading our budget online. We would like to go forward with the presentation tonight, and if the commission could check, and we would like to defer the approvals until this Thursday if possible.
We have a shift.
We have a shift, which is the next available day?
For me, Monday the 15th.
If that works obviously for us, so.
Well, let's
6 p.m.
And at that time, you would allow any additional public testimony
course.
from those who observed the budget tonight and could testify next time or tonight.
absolutely. So 6 p.m. Monday, the 15th? Correct?
That's correct, Mayor.
Or that's a scheduling, we don't need a motion or anything, right? Or
We are deferring those for Monday, the 15th.
okay, all right, go ahead with the presentation.
the 15?
Yeah.
We're gonna, Mayor, we're gonna tag team this. It's gonna be our CFO and myself. They're gonna be tag teaming this. So I start and then you continue. Okay, but who we are as well as you know, this is a picture of our city commissioners, our charter officers, and our directors and supervisors. Next page, please. Our organizational charts, which you've seen it all starts with the residents, and it trickles down to the commission, and then to the charter officers, and then all of our directors. Next. Our core beliefs, we believe in fiscal responsibility, commitment to excellence, transparency and accountability, and most importantly, improving the quality of life of all of our residents. Next. Again, our budget meetings, this is where we are. Obviously, we're going to defer this to the 15th, and then our final is on the 24th. Who calls West Miami home? Our medium age has dropped down to 38.9. The average West Miami home value is in the mid-600,000s, It's gone up 1.9% over the last year in terms of retail. Next, how do we compare? We have a little bit over 1,500 housing units, of which 1,100 are homesteaded. We have a very high homesteaded population. We've had an increase of 19% in terms of the homestead exceptions, and our median taxable value increased by 17% year to year to $239,000. Next. Some of the factors that we use when we're creating our budget, we look at things such as inflation. Last year is the projection is for this year, upcoming year, the projections were around 2.4. The next one, please. Our budget goals are, one, to improve our level of service, become faster and friendlier in response to our residents. We want to invest in cutting-edge software for efficiency's sakes, upgrade equipment to serve the residents better, support our employees through training and resources, enhance communications for a connected community, and boost residents' quality of life. Next. So what are our budgetary funding sources? Our total budget is made up of quite a few different silos. The biggest one is general fund revenues. That's where property taxes is. Our property taxes make up 22% of our budget. We also have restricted fund revenues, that's grants, CITT, tax locals, and fuel tax. And then we have capital reserve funds and transfer grants. So we've shown this slide before, but we'd like to show it again. Our net valuation based from our auditors has gone up $882,000. It shows a very strong liquidity cash positions ready for opportunities, and it allows us to build for a brighter day. And we have significantly paid down the debt. Next, Cody. Again, I remind everybody that for 2 years in a row, we won the Government Finance Officers Association Award based on our budget and based on reviewing the budget as a communication tool and showing our vision. We believe that that is a commitment that we want to continue to ensure that we have in the future. Staffing. We have requested all departments to evaluate staffing levels. We targeted a reduction. We target them all to try to make a reduction for this upcoming fiscal year. We explored outsourcing where possible. We made sure that our police force remained robust and grows, and in fact, we're proud to announce that we will be adding another officer during this upcoming fiscal year. We have launched community patrolling. We have realigned staffing and departments for efficiency, and we have invested in our biggest resources, which is our employees. Cody, it's your turn. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Efficient staffing, let me continue, I'm sorry. Right now, there's a difference between allocated and actual. Allocated might be what we put in the budget book as to determine how many employees we believe we want, and actual is actually what's been paid out for. If you notice in 2022, we had an actual FTE count, full-time employee count of 83. We're going into 2025 at 82. So for those that continue to say that we've increased employee count, here's the truth. Next. Challenges ahead. Obviously, we always have challenges. The biggest challenge ahead is what the state ends up doing with property taxes and any modifications to that system. Obviously, we have rising service demands, and we always have declining. We have forecasted declining sales tax revenues. We still are having issues collecting long-standing debt that was ignored and for quite some time, and we pretty much have cured our rising insurance costs by actions we took tonight. We've had some robust revenue growth, as this graph clearly shows, which is a testament to what we've done. It's a testament to how the city is slowly turning around and the values have gone up. And it, quite frankly, it speaks volumes of how well our departments are running. Now Cody's going to take you through the enterprise funds.
Thank you. So I want to start off with the enterprise fund, I think one of the key distinctions, most of you know, is an enterprise fund is supposed to be something that's fee-based, something that's not a tax. And it's also supposed to be something that self-sustains itself. So one of the statutory requirements, the city attorney spoke on this recently, is that the state statutes and our own city code mandate that these enterprise funds be fully sufficient. And so that's what this budget is to get it on track for being compliant with our own city code and the Florida statute. So the enterprise funds are mostly the water, sewer, sanitation, stormwater, and our community development. With our enterprise funds, a key thing that I want to point out that's unique with cities and sometimes, especially enterprise, is you see these, overall our long-term trend is up. There's occasions where we get grants that are large and it causes a higher year than others and higher expenses, like the water line projects and things like that that are very substantial in size. So sometimes you see major fluctuations in cities. That's very normal here. And overall, you could see that our growth pattern is up in our funds. The water fund, we have a lot of grant revenue. We've been very resourceful in obtaining grants. The idea with this is try to use grants to improve our aging infrastructure so that we don't have to increase rates or look to our taxpayers to absorb that burden. And so we are looking at, a little over 4 million. You could see most of that is the grants here.
The county again produces
This
a
is
chart
about our
comparing
water
those
rates.
figures for all the cities. I'm not going to count West Miami, which is the cheapest, and I'll tell you why in a second. Some communities actually subsidize their water. So when I said on the far left side of the chart, you'll see West Miami. They come in very cheap, just under $30. The raw cost of that water to get it from the county is $40, maybe $43. So there are communities that choose to subsidize their water. So when you see something that cheap, it's not because they're necessarily running efficiently. They just elected to possibly subsidize the water.
So this clip right here, some of you may have already seen. This was from the Hialeah City Commission meeting, and they are talking about a study of the water rates in Miami-Dade County. And you could see over here in green, this is where we fall. And we have this was as of October 1st of 2024. We've had a rate reduction since then. So you could see as noted under here that this is going to go down, and that will take effective date as of October this year. And so we're really proud of that. Other cities are noticing it. This is something that we continue to monitor closely to make sure that we're operating efficiently, the water fund is self-sustainable, but we're also keeping our rates affordable to our residents. The sewer fund, that's stable. We're combining sewer 1 and sewer 2 for efficiency this year. Combined, it's going to be $1.5 million in revenue, and our total expenditures are going to come under that. We do have a smoke study that we're going to plan for that's really going to help us maintain the integrity of our system. The stormwater fund, we have some drainage projects that are planned this year with some of the grants and other sources that we have. So this continues to be a concern, and we're really proud to look at other opportunities to fund those projects outside of just our stormwater fees. The sanitation fund, most of you may know that Miami-Dade County has increased our costs this year for the sanitation fund. Our revenue is going to be enough to sustain it without raising the cost to our residents. So we're really proud to be able to propose a budget that's going to be able to sustain itself without passing that increase from Miami-Dade County onto our residents. more on the sanitation fund, there was a recent study that came out that showed the sanitation. So when you look at a lot of the other municipalities in the area, you could see that most of them, you know, are coming in close to $700 a year for their sanitation, and we're substantially cheaper than that. It's important to note that the senior rate here on the left is a lot cheaper than even these other two. These other two, it's important to note that they choose to subsidize their sanitation, and their millage rate is a bit higher than the millage rate here in West Miami. So they have additional resources from the higher millage rate to subsidize those sanitation rates. This is a snapshot of the grants that we're looking at for the enterprise funds. We talked a little bit about water. So we've got some water line replacements. You saw how sizable the budget was this year for our water fund. That's because we have some water line replacement projects down the pipeline. We also have some grants that are coming for the stormwater pumps for stations 1 and 2, and then some smaller grants down at the bottom. So this just talks about the water lines. This is what we're looking to do with those grant funds to improve the quality of life for our residents. Now that we've covered enterprise, I want to go in and shift our focus to our governmental funds. Our governmental funds are also continuing to perform well. You could see on here that our trajectory is up on all of those. Especially, you could see aggressive growth over the last couple of years, and so we're making a positive trend. General fund, our total revenue is 11.6 million, almost 11.7 million. Our operating costs, we've been very conservative in managing our expenses, and we're really looking forward to explore other options as we did tonight to take cost-saving measures to keep our costs low. Some of the departments that make up the general fund, I'll go through quickly. The commission, as one of our key departments on here, there's an overall budget increase for this department. The city clerk, we have an election coming up, and so we have some additional costs that are going to be in this department for the upcoming budget. The city attorney, this budget increase less than 3%. The executive department, you'll see that expenses are going down. You'll notice throughout this budget that a lot of our departments held true to that goal of stabilizing, reducing costs, and really operating efficiently. The finance department, you see a lot of people in the picture here. Our department has not grown. Some of you may realize that, or may be aware that I've got experience with digital meter implementations, and I have a really conservative approach to managing our income and our revenue sources. And so the meter system that we got integrates directly with our accounting system. And so due to the state of things, you know, in the past, and really making sure that we're collecting our revenue, we're operating as efficiently as possible, that moved under my oversight earlier this year. So the number of staff that we have hasn't changed. We've just shifted some things around. We focused on cross-training a lot more during my time here, really over the last couple of years, to focus on, you know, being able to serve people more efficiently and having our staff, you know, wear multiple hats to be able to serve our community more effectively. Passports, this department is increased a little. However, it's important to note that the passport department does generate revenue, and it covers all of its entire costs. So it makes money from the passport issuance, copies, shipping fees, etc. Our IT department has also held its budget really steady, with an increase coming in around 2%, which is a lot lower than average out there on the market. Public safety is one of our departments that you will see that we've continued to invest in. This has been a strategic decision for us. We're adding an additional officer this year, and we have, the results have really paid off from our investment in this department. You could see that we've had a 31% decrease in crime, and we have an average response rate of 75 seconds, which is almost unheard of. Our fleet management, as we had discussed earlier, the city is looking out for opportunities to, and outsourcing opportunities to help reduce some of our costs. This department is also going to realize some substantial savings from being able to outsource some of those functions. Facilities is another department where we've looked at outsourced options to help meet our needs more effectively and within the budget that we're looking to stay within. Public services. This has been another department that we've really continued to look at, and we've done a great job at managing our expenses, providing high quality services to the resident, and really staying within budget in this department as well. The general government department is really an overhead department for the benefits for our employees, the insurance. As you can see tonight, we've taken some substantial action to look at ways to reduce costs, as we've done with going with Brown & Brown for lower quotes for our benefits and our insurance rate. Our Parks and Recreation Fund, you'll see that this has increased substantially. This is mostly due to the funds for the grant projects for the multi-generational recreation center. And so we're proud to be able to fund that and improve the quality of life for our residents with more grant funds. The CITT surtax, it's going to be funding several capital projects as well that's going to improve transportation and continue to offer freebie and micro transportation for the convenience of our community. So with all of these activities going on from the general fund at a snapshot, we're still expecting to end well and increase our fund balance on the general fund. We're expecting with all of these appropriations to end the year at $6.5 million for our fund balance for the general fund. The Park and Recreations, we're expecting a fund balance of $1.8 million. Water, we're looking at maintaining a balance of $1.5 million. And then our police forfeiture fund, $300,000. Grants are not just exclusive to our enterprise funds. We use them for a lot of things in the city aside from water lines and storm pump. They can fund our streets, sidewalks, and various improvement plans. So we have federal grants, some appropriations and state appropriations that are coming in. This has been a really good shift for our city. We really try to be innovative in looking for other resources to fund ways to improve the quality of life for our residents while keeping rates low. My slides are not progressing. Here we go. So this right here is a snapshot of our fund balances and how we're expecting to end the year with this proposed budget. As we move forward with our most recent audit, you could see that our fund balances have continued to grow per our most recent audit, and we are expecting to continue that trend with this budget. yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, it did. It went, yeah, too far. So some of the grants, whenever we were talking about the rec center, these are some of the projects that we're really excited about and our residents are really excited about for the rec center. So that includes the covered basketball, volleyball court. We're also looking to continue to improve the quality of our parks. That includes playgrounds, the bathrooms, and additional parking to really overall improve the quality of life for our residents. So more capital improvements. We've got our comprehensive plan. There have, most of you have been aware that some of the ordinances in the past were in direct conflict with each other, and we really need to rewrite our comprehensive plan, and that's one of our core focuses here. So projected ending fund balance, I skipped over this, but you can see that we're on track to keep building our reserves. We're being very conservative with the way that we manage our money, and we're expecting to continue this trend. Debt service, we touched on this a little bit earlier. It's important to note, we have one of the lowest debt service ratios in the area. So specifically, the normal guidelines allow you to borrow up to 15% of your assessed value. Our assessed value is a little over $1 billion in the city of West Miami. So this section over here is what you're allowed to borrow or to bond. And this little red line here in the middle represent our actually borrowing. And so as you can see, that's 0.001%. So our debt ratio is really low. We're proud to really move forward working with lean resources and really lean toward grants and look at ways to be innovative to provide these services rather than resorting to debt. For the first time in our city's modern history, we've surpassed the Government Finance Officers Award recommendation for our reserves. So they recommend that we have 1.8 million, almost 1.9 million of reserves. Per our most recent audit, we've surpassed that. And our goal with this budget, as you can see on those fund balances, is to continue this trajectory.
Back to me, guys. A couple of comments I want to say on what our CFO just said. One of the things that's really helped the city is how this mayor and this commission has gone out and brought grants back home. That has really helped us change the city. It's made us solvent, has allowed us to do a lot of projects, and it's allowed us to continue the growth and bring the services all the residents want. I do want to talk about how your tax dollar is divided, though. And out of your tax dollar, 28% is what funds our city. On a typical medium home assessed value of $239,000, that's $1,400 a year every resident pays into our city for our police services, our park services, and all the other services combined. Next slide, please. So our tax bill, our property taxes are 41% of our revenues. We've diversified that slightly by lowering it by 4.7% for this upcoming year from other sources of revenues that we have. So the next slide, please. So where are we as a city? This is where we're at right now. We had a 6.5% valuation increase from last year to this year. It marks this is my third budget. It marks 3 years in a row that we've had an increase. We foresee it continuing to grow, albeit not as robust as it has been, but we do forecast continued growth. Next, please. So we've lowered the tax burden year after year after year. We are recommending tonight 5.9, but we'll talk about some numbers later on that we can discuss and you guys can think about and potentially bring them back for the final vote on our budget. Next. Our millage rates falls, but everybody else is going around and up and up. As you can see, we have lowered ours substantially compared to some of our other sister cities. And we're going to be one of the few cities that's going to be recommending a reduction to our millage rate for this upcoming year. So some of the capital improvements that we're looking for is to replace, next slide, please. To replace some of the antiquated sewer pumps. We want to continue to find funding for our summer camps. Next. Our budget highlights. Again, our millage rate has been based on 5.9, but we'll discuss that in a minute. And again, as I said at the beginning, we have been able to invest in personnel. We've been able to invest in utilities. We've been able to invest and lower our debt. We've been able to invest in our police. We had a very successful bargaining agreement negotiations with them, and we have signed them up for a continued 3 years. And we've been able to fix their salary and their salary issues that've been inherited from previous administrations. And we have been able to adjust our utility rates. So where are we now? This current year, we're at 5.29 mils. We are recommending for approval 5.9 as a starting point, right? That's a place marker. We can come back and do a bunch of things with it. At 5.9, give me 1 second, please. I need to find it again. At 5.9 mils, we would have $616,000 in surplus, contingency and surplus. At 5.8, you will have 403,500 and 131,600 of contingency. At 5.7, you would have $400,000 surplus and $50,000 contingency, and then you can go all the way back to rollback, which would allow you to have $239,000 in surplus and a $50,000 contingency. So you can go from anywhere in there. My recommendation is you lower it, but there are things that always come up in a budget year that we would like to be able to have some surplus to be able to accommodate for it. As an example, this building has never really been maintained properly. We just developed another leak. We have to look at it, and those are some of the unforeseen costs because of poor maintenance and poor management in the past. So now I want to also go over some findings from the audit. There was some comments made as to the audit, and some comments were made, and I'm just going to read off a memo that I gave you guys. Between 2003 and 2009, the former administration was repeatedly found in violation for failing to submit supplemental budget amendments, resolutions to the commission, a fundamental breach of budgetary oversight that further eroded accountability. Previous administrations had no repayment plan to the general fund enterprises, fee-based funds, which were subsidized illegally. That hampered our abilities to spend on our residents. Delinquent payments included numerous past due accounts exceeding 1 year with no plan to collect that debt, directly contributing to deficit problems faced by the city and our enterprise funds. In 2015, an audit determined that pervasive and recurring financial deterioration will continue to cripple city operations year after year. From 2010 to 2015, numerous audits confirmed that the administration consistently failed to safeguard customer utility deposits. And beginning in 2007 and continuing into several fiscal years thereafter, auditors repeatedly cited the city for an excessive number of year-end adjusting journal entries, highlighting weak internal controls and a failure to maintain accurate financial reporting throughout each fiscal year. I can happily report that we have righted the majority of these items, and the one item that was left, we will have it righted this year. And the reason why it didn't happen in time is because we were changing over from antiquated software to state-of-the-art software. Our strengths lie in a disciplined and transparent approach to budgeting, a talented, dedicated leadership team started by our mayor and our commission and our staff, and using best practices for governance, a clear plan to sustain or improve services while reducing the millage rate, and we look forward to setting our vision and our goals that comes from our commission. We are poised to do a number of things. If we can get to some of the stuff that's building a strong, it's slide number 67. Some of the new initiatives that we will be proposing for this upcoming year. The next slide, please. We are proposing in this budget that we will now start maintaining the rear utility easements, which has been a long-standing issue throughout the community. We will be hiring two new facility maintenance people so we can augment our staff and allow us to maintain rear easements. We are starting a safety camera initiative, which we will bring to the commission in the next month. We are going to be offering CERT training, which is Community Emergency Response Training. What we're going to do is we're going to ask for volunteers from the community along with our staff. With that, we will be able to help, going back to where generations grow and neighbors helping neighbors. It will allow us to help our neighbors, especially our seniors. We will be doing wellness checks for our seniors upon request. We are ensuring that we will all be adequately trained in CPR and AEDs in all cities and in all CARS locations in a joint venture with a partner. We will continue and finalize our dog park. We're in the process of planning for another dog park that we will be bringing to the commission shortly. We are proud of our parcel and we are proud of our boards. We also had a very positive meeting on our Sylvania joint use agreement. We're waiting for them to come back to us to allow us for them to put up the fences, and we can open up that facility for our residents as well as everybody else. We also are pleased to announce that we will be doing, starting next summer, after we do our CERT classes and our CERT training, for seniors that sign up, we'll be able to help them install shutters when there's a threat of a storm. And I think, for the most part, that covers the new initiatives in the budget for this upcoming year. The biggest one is, of course, finishing our rec center, which we're very eagerly anticipating happening very shortly. With that, that's our budget presentation. We will bring this back on Monday. Again, the biggest issue that we have is that we need to set the final millage rate, and then we'll come back and affix our budget book for the final meeting to make sure that it shows those numbers. But I want to take a moment and thank my staff. I want to take a moment and thank this mayor and the commission for the trust that they have shown in us. And we are on the right path. We are doing things for the city that's never been done before. Our police department is doing a fantastic job in keeping crime low. We are going to continue to add to our police department because that's one of the biggest issues that we as a city must provide is safety for our community. And we want to ensure that we keep that where the generations grow, we want to ensure that that continues to happen. We want to ensure that we're neighbors that help out neighbors at every turn. And with that, I conclude our budget presentation.
Thank you. You have anything to add?
No, that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. So we'll be taking this on Monday the 15th at 6 p.m. We'll do call it shorter, abridged version of the of the presentation on Monday?
Absolutely, Mayor. I'm sorry? And anybody that can testify at that time will be able to do
course.
so.
It's-
Or tonight, if they want to testify tonight, they can.
Yeah.
But, and it'll be a very short condensed issue. We'll talk about the different millage rates that we have available
Yes.
to us.
I think that's where most of the discussion will
That'll be
be on
correct.
from the commission, is what millage rate we will propose. I'm obviously, when I took over as mayor, I believe the millage rate was 6.8858, if I recall correctly. We're at 5.92. I'm definitely expecting to be under 5.9. I'd like to have a discussion about, something that me and manager have been talking about for a while, and looking at numbers about coming in, well under 5.8. So, that's something that was very important to me for years, was getting that rate as down as we can always. So I look forward to that discussion here on Monday. Is there anything else from the board? Obviously, we're gonna have a discussion again on Monday, but is there anything? Go ahead.
One last thing, go by Cooper Park. The artificial turf has been put up. They should finalize, they unfortunately got a little bit of rain today, they should finalize it and glue it down where they need to glue it down, but it'll be open to the public sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, so the artificial turf is in. I believe they started construction on the Lorraine Park wall.
Yes, Mayor, they did. They started a construction on the Lorraine Park wall as well today. I'll keep you guys in touch as to when that will be completed. But yeah, big things. I mean, it's
And
nice
then,
to be able to get rid of that sand pit that we had at Cooper Park
Yes.
for very, very long, and I'll be glad to be able to secure our Lorraine Park.
And then we have a farmer's market coming this month.
Yes, sir, we will. What day is it? The 27th of this month.
27th, we'll start our farmer's market.
And we also
monthly
have a pig
farmer's
roast
market.
this weekend.
And we got the pig roast this weekend at the FIU-FAU game, that is being led by our Commissioner Ceballos, our award-winning pig roast champion, and his team. I will be there. I'm sure many of us will be there, and we're happy to support President Jeanette Nunez in her efforts to bring together the community with this. So, with that, is there any procedural, anything you need procedurally this time?
No, we're deferring the three items for the budget millage on for Monday.
Okay, anything from the board? Go to the order? None? With the items deferred, nothing else on this agenda?